Hey everybody, this is So Many Sequels. I'm Josh.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm David.
Welcome to the show. It's a brand new month. It's May. We didn't name this month though, you know that?
No. This is just summer movie season.
Right.
We've hit the summer blockbuster season, and now we're just here for movie madness May. You know, who knows what's going to come at you?
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
I
just
love
kind
it
of a
because,
hodgepodge.
we already had the March Madness thing, but
Yeah, kind of a hodgepodge of newness and fun, and hopefully the start of a flourishing blockbuster season. We'll see. But we're kicking it off this week with The Fall Guy. We will talk about that later in this episode. If you're listening to the podcast or if you are subscribed to YouTube, go check for that video in our feed. But first, let's catch up on just what else has been going on lately. Have you guys been watching anything else? There's been a few new movies. I know I've watched a couple things. What about you, Garrett?
So I watched Pearl in my continuation of A24 month. Watched X for the first time, gave that a little quick review, and then I had to continue to watch Pearl to get ready for Maxine, which is coming out. And Josh, I know that you said you like Pearl more, and I like these about the same. I mean, for me, they were different. Pearl took a while, but that ending, man, was just... it sealed the deal. It was good. There were so many elements that I really enjoyed. Again, Mia Goth is just fascinating in these roles. She's so captivating when she's on screen and portraying these characters, and I'm so interested in what's going to happen next. So I really thought it was a lot of fun. And then I've also been finished up Manhunt on Apple TV, which is a very interesting
TV
show that I highly recommend. Yes, a little mini-series about Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War, but a story that I don't feel like is told and explored much is after the assassination and the trial of the conspirators and Edwin Sewell, I believe, the Secretary of War at the time. And he was the one who really was trying to continue Reconstruction after Lincoln died and was dealing with Andrew Johnson, one of those two, the bad one. And
They were probably both bad, right?
I'm sure. I think they were
For very different reasons.
Yeah, and so it was just a super fascinating show. It's based on a book. I don't necessarily know the historical accuracy, but if you're interested in Civil War and just kind of that element in that era and to kind of see, it was really, really interesting.
Okay, I am kind of intrigued by that. There's also, just kind of related, this new Eric Larson book. Have you seen this, Garrett? The Demon
I
of
just
Unrest?
purchased it over the weekend because of that. I love Eric Larson anyway. Devil in the White City is one of my favorites. And so I read that this was about the Civil War and some of that, and so like a hook, line, sinker, went and bought it the next day.
Yeah. I was looking at it earlier, and it said it was supposed to be about the like 5-month period between Lincoln's election and the start of the Civil War, and how just intense it was. And I'm very intrigued. Civil War, so hot right now. Go listen to our review of Civil War from A24.
Yes.
Back at SoManySequels.com. You know what?
Right.
I don't like the congregation of Civil War material happening.
Yes. It's
Feels
so
omniscient.
hot right now.
Yep. Danger.
That's not the word, but close enough. Okay. Well, I definitely want to see that show for sure. I'll have to I want to revisit X and Pearl before Maxine comes out, so I'll need to do that soon.
Yeah. Now, man, you said that was a series?
Manhunt, yes. It's on Apple TV.
Okay. What about you, David? You see anything? Watch any? Stream anything?
Yeah, last year, I started a regular thing with my wife, Nikki, called Nikki's Picks, where Nikki picks a movie and I subject myself to it or watch it. I'm just kidding, honey. We've had varying results. There's been a lot of movies that I have enjoyed. Most of them are around 3.5 stars for me. But this week we watched The First Wives Club, and this is starring Diane Keaton, Bette Midler, and Goldie Hawn. And it was a fun movie. It's about this group of women who are turning, 50, and they've all been recently left by their husbands for younger, faster models. And the humor is obviously in their chemistry, in their their interaction, because they're all very funny. Bette Midler at one point does say, "We're not witches," and I went, "No, you are a witch. You were a witch." And that made me laugh. And so it was very funny. It was a very 90s movie. It's very much like we've been on this kind of like underlying 90s kick lately here on the podcast, where we've been watching Fried Green Tomatoes and Tombstone, and I think there was something else recently that I can't
I didn't even
not jumping to mind. But from the first 1995. So this movie had 3 character actors that I wish that we had seen more of, and that was Timothy Olyphant plays a very small role, Rob Reiner plays a very small role, and Heather Locklear's in it. There's a very funny line about Heather Locklear where they call her a preschooler. And I looked it up. She was 35 during this movie. So I was like, preschooler. Now, granted, Diane Keaton and Bette Midler and Goldie Hawn, they're all 51 at this point. So maybe that is a big age gap to them. But I just found it very funny to be like some toddler he's going out with now. And I'm like, she's 35. That's my age. I'm no toddler. Anyway.
Wow.
So yeah, that was a fun movie.
I haven't seen it.
Unrelated. We showed Jack this last week too. We showed him the Little Mermaid for the first time, and later that night he had his first movie-based nightmare because he woke up screaming, "No, the Sea Witch!" And
Ursula be scaring him.
Yeah, he loves scary stuff though. He always asks for more scary stuff after it's over. So not like me. But yeah, so it's been a kind of fun week over here. I think you saw a brand new movie though, Josh.
I did. I got to see Challengers, which is the new movie from the director of Call Me by Your Name. It stars Zendaya, most famously Zendaya. Also Mike Feist, who has had a really good string of supporting roles. Actually, he was in West Side Story as leader of the Jets, and he was in oh my god, I forgot what it was, but he was in another recent movie as well. I'll have to check that. And another actor, Josh O'Connor. They are this trio who meet each other through tennis and romance. I don't know how else to say it because it's so kind of wild to describe. I kind of want to describe it as a romantic thriller. It's not like drama in the swooning romantic sense. It is like oh my god,
Wild Things.
This is like love or death for no reason.
Is it like Wild Things, Josh? Have you seen it?
Oh no, it's not like Wild Things.
Okay.
No.
When you say romantic thriller like that, that's the first kind of thing that comes to mind.
I know, and that's like the best description I can give it because it's not like an insane storyline like that, but like it has very intimately personal details of the story that is kind of like whoa crazy, but it's also just like the best. Okay, so I heard an NPR review of this, and it's been the best description of it so far. It's a very horny movie, but not a very porny movie. If that makes sense. It's not like, oh, this is gratuitous, but it is like, whoa, they are.
The implications.
Okay.
But it's really good. It's really, really good. It's got an incredible score from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. I've been listening to it a little bit here and there after seeing the movie because it's been stuck in my head. The performances are amazing. I really think that, it's only May right now, but this is the first movie of 2024 I've seen that I could see in a Best Picture discussion.
Very cool.
So, I recommend checking out Challengers in theaters now.
It's definitely on my to see list very soon.
It exceeded my expectations. It was like wildly entertaining.
And I heard anybody say a bad thing about it, and I've heard everybody just sweating for it, pretty much. So
yeah, it's like I said, it's intense.
Yeah.
But that's really it for me that I've seen this week. I've watched a couple old things, but Challengers was the most interesting thing. There's been some crazy movie news, though, lately. Paramount is just, like, up in the air all of a sudden. Maybe being bought out by Sony and Apollo, which is a, like, investment firm. This was pretty much foreseen because, like, a week ago, Paramount CEO just, like, up and resigned.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
For, like, no
Never a
real
good sign.
discernible reason. So then this news comes in that they're being potentially bought by Sony because Skydance, I think, was the other production company that was in talks to purchase, and they are now out of it. And so now I think it's just Sony. So that would be, I don't know. I'm like anti-merging, so I don't like it.
No, because in all likelihood, I mean, the implications are, again,
Because of the implications.
are huge. It would, we would go back from 5 major studios, with Paramount and Sony both being a major studio, down to 4 again. So that would mean probably a ton of layoffs because there's probably a lot of redundancies between Sony and Paramount. I mean, it would mean that Sony, who's I think the only major studio that's mostly based overseas, would have a stronger American branch, I would think. But, like we saw with, the dissolution of 20th Century Fox, or what was the other really major purchase recently? With Discovery buying Warner Brothers. These things can have a lot of negative impacts. The interesting thing is Sony did offer like $4 billion more than what Paramount is offered at. So I'd be kind of shocked if it doesn't go through. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, and I will be interested to see what exactly happens, because Sony famously is the only major studio that has no form of streaming service. Like they do not want a streaming service. They make way more money just selling their movie rights to Netflix or to other streamers. So I'd be interested to see if that means that they would shut down Paramount Plus maybe, or what they would do there. I don't know.
Could be interesting, but probably won't be, because these are 2 very boring companies. Merging into one mega boring company, potentially. They don't have anything. The best thing Sony has is Spider-Man, and they only have it by, like, ransom.
But the crazy thing is Sony makes good movies unless they have something to do with Spider-Man.
Well, that's
like
fair.
They make a lot of good movies, and yet whenever they're like, hey, but this one has a Spider-Man in it, they're like, how can we make this as weird and as dumb as possible?
Yeah.
Let's figure it out. And same with Paramount. Paramount just they have a lot of stuff they could do, but they just don't. I don't really understand it.
Yeah. Speaking of weird and as dumb as possible, this Mufasa trailer.
Yeah.
Garrett, you see this because David and I had a discussion in our Discord, which you can join, again, by checking out SoManySequels.com.
We ran a bunch of people out of the Discord.
And following the links there, go to Patreon, sign up there. We can you can chat with us in Discord. You see this Mufasa crap?
Yeah.
Garrett, what did you think?
No, I watched a little bit of it until I didn't care anymore, and it didn't take long either. Again, I don't understand the point of this, or what Disney's doing, or it doesn't even look good. The trailer looks bad. The AI or the it looks
You
bad.
just call it AI, man.
Yeah, it is. It's just the AI.
It
It's
looks
just
like
bad.
meta AI ass
does.
shit.
Yeah, it looked bad, and I don't want it. I hope it doesn't make any money, but it will. I just wish they cared about things,
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
just
I
kind
wish
of like
Disney
tripping over the
acted
finish
like
line
they
at this
gave a
point.
shit.
Yeah,
They just pretend
they
to
just
give
want
a
to
shit.
crank in the money. Come on, Disney Defender, what
Yeah.
do you got?
What? No. So the crazy thing is, well, one, I mean, I do like The Lion King. That's a good movie.
Yeah, the
from
OG for
1995.
sure.
Yes.
But
Never seen it.
I
Times.
look. The thing is, all the extraneous things I could be talked into liking. I could be talked into liking Lin-Manuel writing songs. I like Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's working with the original label M. So that's nice. I could even like the story if it was like a direct-to-video type thing. It's kind of a neat, a little cutesy story. I read the Lion King little companion books when I was a dork. like 9-year-old. So you know, if this was like, hey, you know how much people would be interested, I think, if they said, hey, we're going to do this thing, but we're returning to classic 2D animation, something they haven't done since 2011. There might actually be a spark of interest from people of like, oh, well, they haven't made a traditional hand-drawn animated film in years. It's something that people keep saying they want, but like, major studios are like, who cares? With the exception of maybe, and these are not necessarily hand-drawn either, but the look of like the Spider-Verse movies emulates 2D animation to an extent. If Disney decided to do something like that, maybe they'd get some interest for this. But I said this on Threads, there's so many things about it that I could be talked into to hearing out, but the animation style just sucks me out of it so hard. This photorealistic stuff. I saw it with the Lion King movie. I have since tried to watch that movie since the theater, and it's just so dull looking. It's so lifeless. It's the part that I just can't get past. I'm a dork. I could be convinced to like the other stuff. I can't even get a foot in the door with this. And I have a feeling that, like you said, Garrett, this will probably do well enough, and I think international audiences might really like it. But it's being directed by Barry Jenkins, who directed Moonlight of all things. Like, I don't know how they convinced him to do this. He was saying that he was defending the decision online this week. So I don't know. I mean, it's something that I'll probably end up watching sometime in 2025 on Disney Plus. But man, like, so many more better decisions could have been made.
Yeah, they could pretend to care. It just is so lifeless and uninteresting, and it just feels like I don't know who they think wants it. I just don't know who they think this is for, because the reaction to the Lion King live action was not great. Like, I know it made money, but people were like, this looks like shit. And they didn't even improve it? The laziness is what disturbs
Honestly,
me.
it looks worse.
Agreed.
In
it
some
does
ways.
look worse.
So, man, maybe that's just because the trailer and it's all compressed. But
retconning the story of Mufasa, which I don't even want to get into if that becomes the case, because that's just a wildly stupid decision. Well, let's just ruin the original Lion King while we're at it.
Did these people watch The Lion Guard?
No.
It's one of my son's favorite little shows on Disney Plus right now is The Lion Guard, about Mufasa's other kid. Not Mufasa, excuse me, Simba's other kid.
I don't even know that far down the lineage. I don't care to.
It's not a bad little show.
All right, let's start to wrap up here. David, you got a quick little rundown of the latest box office for us?
Yeah, the weekend box office. Yeah, for sure. This week it was a interesting week at the box office. So Godzilla x Kong is your number 5 movie of the week with 4.5 million in its 6th weekend. The debuting Taro, which I actually have seen zero marketing for. Taro brought in 6.5 million. Challengers, which Josh just gave us a little review of, brought in 7.6 million in its 2nd week, bringing its total up to 29.4 million. And this is kind of exciting. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, in its re-release is the number 2 movie of the week, bringing in $8 million. And then the number 1 movie of the week is The Fall Guy, which we'll be reviewing. We'll have an episode out on that very soon, with 28.5 million in its opening week and a worldwide total for that movie of, I think, about $65 million for The Fall Guy. So there you go. There's your box office rundown for first weekend of May.
All right. Well, be sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel if you haven't done that yet. We've got a goal of 137. We're at 129 as of this recording, so we're almost to that. And if you're listening to it in your podcast feed, if you're using Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. If you're using any podcast app that offers reviews, leave us one. That would be great and helps us and helps people find us. So be sure to do that. And finally, you can head to SoManySequels.com for all those links and a catalog of our past episodes. We will see you all next time.